This is the Sony compact disc player CDP-CE500. This is a standard 5-disc CD changer, but with one caveat. And that caveat is this little port right here. Okay, so let me just explain what this does. This basically plays 5 CDs, and it is a disc changer, but you're also able to rip CDs that are played here to a USB. Okay. Now you're probably asking yourselves, can this rip anything out of an external source? And the answer is no. If you look at right here, the inputs are only outputs. So you have an analog out and you have a digital optical out. This does not have any inputs in it. And see that manufacture date is June 2011. And this is made in Malaysia. Other information there about the device. So this device only permits you to rip from a CD. It will not allow you to rip from any other source. So I have to say, when I found this at the Goodwill, I thought that it was just your average 5-disc CD changer, and I initially passed on it, but then I saw that it had a USB, and I actually thought that you could play from a USB, and actually you can play from the USB, but you could also record onto it, and that is by that little button there. So I'm gonna go ahead and demo this. We'll see what the quality of the rips are, make a comparison on an MP3 versus what this rips, and kind of compare the qualities of both. I do have my Audacity application, so I'll go ahead and maybe do a side-by-side comparison. So I'll go ahead and put in a disc. And right now I have this paired up with my AV55, and I'm gonna choose auxiliary because it's paired up with auxiliary. Okay. And I will go ahead and play it. So we get a sound test.
Shut up and sit down.
So it's it's a regular CD player. Now what I would like to do is I would like to rip some tracks, and maybe I can gather up a sample so that we can compare it on Audacity, the MP3s versus the quality of this burns. So I went ahead and I inserted a USB on there, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch my option from CD over to USB. Okay, now it's reading the USB. And it'll tell you that right now there's no tracks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and record a track. So what I will do is switch back to USB. Now we'll go ahead and play the first track.
Shut up and sit down.
So right there it's recording. into the USB, and I will play the track that we recorded.
Shut up and sit down.
So I got my CD out. That's just the USB playing. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the USB. And when we go into the computer, I'll go ahead and do a side-by-side comparison. I do have the original MP3 that I recorded this off of onto my CD. So I'm just curious to see the quality of audio that this gets. I am wondering if it's going to be identical or if it's going to be a little bit more compressed, so therefore the quality deteriorates a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and check that out in a minute. Okay, so I got my computer up with Audacity, and this is the original Ben Sound track that I recorded with the Sony USB Ripper. Right off the bat, just comparing them, let me see if I can show this. So this is the original track. This is the one that I was recorded with the CD player. And already you can see there's a lot of compression here. A lot of the highs were removed. So I would say that if you are going to use this to record your CDs to a USB, you are going to lose some of the original quality. Okay, I'll go ahead and play them side by side, but I think Audacity makes a good job of just showing us the difference that you're going to get. Let me just play the original track.
Shut up and sit down.
Okay, let's go ahead and see our recording. Put this right at the beginning.
Shut up and sit down.
So my conclusion on this device is that I think it's kind of cool just to be able to just put a USB in there and put a couple of CDs and then record them automatically without thinking anything of it. However, comparing the tracks on Audacity to see if we lose any quality, you will lose some quality because this machine will rip right off the CD, but it will not record into the USB at the same quality of the original track. This is something to keep in mind if you happen to purchase this at some point. However, I do like the convenience, and it's not bad at all. And if I had more room inside my house, I probably would have something like this. But it is a little bit bulky. Well, not bulky, but really wide. And I've never really been a fan of these trays because I always feel like that one wrong move, this thing could tip over forward, or I don't know. I just feel like this is very easy to break if you're not careful. So I mean, it is pretty solid, but I'm not a fan of these carousel things because if you have to get to your other CDs, I mean, it's kind of a pain that you have to keep on pressing. I don't think this one even does it. Oh, there it is. This is good. So yeah, you know, you have to keep on doing that to find your CD. Something I'm not a big fan of. But just to play CDs, and if you feel like you want to copy a CD quick without having to turn on your computer to rip it, I mean, this is probably the product for you. But I'm not 100% sold on the kind of quality you're gonna get off that USB. Anyhow, I thought I'd share, I guess this could be considered a review of the Sony compact disc player CDP-CE500. So yeah, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.